Hi, I'm Larry Richardson, your step-by-step chef. Shh, I have to be a little bit quiet. I'm out here at Convict Lake, California. Look at how beautiful that is. It's too bad that convicts holed up here in 1871 because otherwise this might have been named Heaven Lake. It's just perfect out there. But that's the way things turn out. Now, as part of cooking and camping with the Step-by-Step Chef, we are going to make a delicious omelet. It is simply a cheese and bacon omelet. It'll give us the calories we need to hike our day. So come on, let's cook. And here are the ingredients for our bacon, egg, and cheese omelet. This is so easy. We have 2 eggs, a strip of bacon, 1/4 cup of cheese, and a teaspoon of butter. And then we'll just need a little splash of water. Let me show you how to put all this together. And here are the ingredients for our crispy bacon. All we need is some bacon. We need a plate with some paper towels to drain it on, and just a dash of water, just a little bit of water. And that's it. So let me show you how to put it together. And of course, the first thing we'll do is fire up the old stove. Do it according to the directions that came with your stove. I hear the hiss, and there's the light. And I can hear that it's burning. If you ever want to check it, put your hand way up here. Don't put it near that burner, because we're not having grilled hand, we're having bacon. So I'm going to preheat this pan for about a minute, and then we'll test the heat with just a quick splash of water, and then we'll get rolling. And here we are a minute in. Let's just check that, just to give it a little splash. Oh yeah, that's ready. Now, one of the responsibilities of making bacon, so to speak, is to think ahead about what you're going to do to dispose of the bacon grease. Don't just dump it on the land, because that will attract bears and other animals. So you really have to think this through. And the best thing to do is have a can or a bottle or something you can pour the grease into, and then dispose of it the way that your campsite, your campground requires. So just keep that in mind, how you're going to get rid of that bacon grease. And the secret to crispy bacon, let me just separate that, is to cook it in layers. Don't just dump the whole thing into the pan. Cook it in layers, keep straightening it out a little bit. And the other thing is, don't dump out the grease. Let it cook in the grease, and that's what makes it crispy. And so I'm just going to keep moving this around. It'll probably take 5 to 10 minutes, and then we'll come back and I'll show you what it looks like. And then we'll just keep removing pieces and adding pieces until we've gone through the entire deck of bacon. So here we go. You can see the bacon starting to crisp up. So I'm just turning it, moving it around. You might have to adjust the heat down too. You don't want it splattering too crazy. You want to cook but not splatter like crazy. And just keep turning it, moving it around. You have to turn that down even more. So we'll be back in another 5 to 10 minutes. So another 5 minutes later, you can see the bacon's really starting to crisp up. Now, I used a thick cut bacon for this because I'm actually going to use it in another recipe. Actually, it's a bacon and cheese omelet, and the recipe is on StepByStepChef.com. But this, you can use thin cut if you want, but this opens up a spot for me to add another piece of bacon and just keep this conveyor going. Again, if the flame gets if the grease gets too hot and it starts smoking too much, turn the heat down. In fact, I could turn this down a little bit more and just try to stay on top of that. But just keep working the pieces in and do a conveyor, and then drain them as you go. Okay, so here we are. The first 3 pieces we put in are plenty crispy enough. Look at that. If you're not drooling, I'll do it for you. So we're just going to take these out. Oops, be careful. I'm working around a tripod, so it's a little messy. So I'm just taking these out, putting them on our paper napkins or paper towels so they can drain. And then I'll just keep feeding in additional pieces of bacon. And you can see that other piece is cooking just fine. And again, don't dump out the grease as you go. This helps to cook it, to crisp it up. Okay, so you know the process, and I'm going to keep rolling. So all we do is take our 2 eggs and crack them. And then we add just a little splash of water. Some people say, hey, you got to use milk, but honestly, you can't taste the milk anyways. And all this does, just like the milk, is fluff up the omelet a little bit. Without it, the omelet comes out just a little flatter. So if that's your intent, go ahead. And then we're just going to whisk them up. Just beat these eggs nice and smooth. If you have your whisk, go ahead and use that now. There's just nothing we can't make camping, is there? I hope you are following along with cooking and camping with the Step-by-Step Chef, because I am making all kinds of breakfasts, lunches, and dinners that I think you are going to find absolutely delicious. And I'm doing it on a 2-burner propane stove, so you can cook anywhere. I'm here at Convict Lake. I feel like I stole something and I'm getting away with it. So here we go. Okay, that's smooth enough. I'll meet you over at the stove. And as usual, read the instructions on how to work your stove. Carefully light it. I hear the hiss. Boom, it's lit. Put it down to just under medium heat. I know it's hard to calibrate with these stoves, but I'd rather have you at under medium than over. And yeah, that feels about right. Don't put your hand near there. We're not having grilled hand today. I'm just making sure it's lit and that it's plenty hot. And it is. So I'm going to preheat the pan for about a minute. Okay, the pan's all preheated. Let's coat it with butter, the bottom of the pan. Coat it with that teaspoon of butter. Don't want the egg to stick. And then we just pour the egg mixture in. Now, picnic tables aren't always even, so if your egg is like bunching up in an area, kind of tilt the pan a little bit, just so that we have a nice uniformity here. And then what we're looking for is, see these little windows? That's the egg white that made that. When those start to turn white or yellow, then we can put our cheese and our bacon in here. And that usually takes about 2 minutes, so I'll be right back. So 2 minutes later, you can see those windows are turning white and yellow. That means the egg is cooking underneath. So what we do is we just put cheese on one half, as much cheese as you want. I usually go with about a 1/4 cup. There we go. And then just break up your bacon on the other half. Just make little bacon bits. And you can add more than 1 piece if you want. I find 1 piece is about right. I don't want it to overpower the other ingredients, which bacon is totally capable of doing. Wow. Okay, so now the bacon's in there. Just move this 1 piece. There we go. Nice and evenly distributed. And then we put this cover on, and what that will do is give the egg a chance to cook through, the cheese to melt. And when the egg isn't running, then we know that we can flip the cheese side over on top, and we're done. So we'll check on it in 2 minutes. And that's what we have. This is 2 minutes later. Oh yeah, look at that. The cheese is all cooked and the egg is not runny on that side. So what I do is I get in with my spatula, working around the tripod as usual, and just put your spatula underneath this side and flip it. I've been more graceful. This tripod's just a little bit difficult, but flip it onto it. It's still going to taste the same. And you have a cheese and bacon omelet. Oh boy, is that going to be delicious. So congratulations, look at what we just did. We just got away with the crime of the century out at Convict Lake, California. It's so beautiful out here, and making delicious food in nature is so fulfilling. Now, if you like this recipe, please go to my website, StepByStepChef.com. You will find over 175 breakfast, lunch, and dinners. And not only that, but there's a printable recipe that you can steal from the site. Now, you might end up at Convict Lake, but it's worth the chance. There are also step-by-step videos with each and every one of them, and that's all free. The other thing you're going to find, since we're doing cooking and camping with the Step-by-Step Chef, is easy step-by-step instructions on how to camp. Just very easy, and it will make it more enjoyable. You don't have to learn through trial and error like I did. So I'm Larry Richardson. I am your Step-by-Step Chef, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bacon. I'm sorry. I can't wait.